Hey, welcome to the channel. My name is Eric, and I thought today we would try doing a little bit on the diagnosing stuff instead of parts replacing. So stay tuned. Alrighty, welcome back. My name is Eric, and I'm the owner of Northern New York Parts. And what I've been seeing a lot in the Facebook groups and stuff like that are people that it's not because you don't want to know how, it's because you've never been shown how to diagnose something versus just keep throwing parts at it and hope for the best. You know, we can start out with just simply having issues with it not wanting to start, right? I started the battery, and it's handy where you got a battery tester. You can test under load by going with the negative on the negative, the positive on the positive. These are sold at Harbor Freight. You can hit it with juice and let off, and this says the battery's good. So what have you done at that point? You've eliminated the battery of being the issue instead of going out and buying another battery, right? So we want to work our way back to the issue. All right, so I got some gadgets to show you too that we just picked up for the shop. I'll get to those in a minute. But now, it doesn't matter whether it's a riding lawnmower, which is normally the case. If you're not getting any juice to the starter, it could simply be a safety switch within the system. And it could be anything from a seat switch to a park switch. This has to be depressed before it allows anything to take place in that system. So that's one of the things that we're going to have to check for, right? And a lot of times if you just play around with it to see, like when the deck engagement, if you have manual deck engagement, if that's left locked in, or if you have the electric PTO, you have the button up when you shut it off, it's not going to allow it to start or turn over. So that has to be depressed if it's electric, or it has to be manually disengaged to be able to start. These are all safety features that are on most machines, especially the newer ones. But we could simply be having an issue with the bad switch. The switch may not be working or working correctly. They do fail. But I was watching on the groups of somebody with the starter not working, engaging, so they went out and they bought another starter and they still had the same problems. You could have it be the solenoid on the side wall. If it's a 3-prong, it's grounded to the frame. If it's a 4-prong, you're just having a wire come to it as a ground to the frame. So it could be your solenoid is not putting the juice across to come to that starter. But one of the ways that you can test a starter, and that'll start off with my first gadget that I highly recommend, that I'm not getting kickbacks from, that I bought off from Temu, is a 6,000 amp lithium ion jump cap. And what I can tell you is it was 12 below and Claude had left the key switch on the tractor and drained the battery completely. And we're talking a diesel tractor, all right? So they turn over hard. This thing popped it right off. All right, so we just turn the on button on, and one of the ways you could test a starter is simply by grounding the starter with the ground thing and then just putting the positive to it. But that's how you can check your snowblower starters, and this is a lot. You see a lot of these on the riders too. This is off at Tecumseh. But if you find where it grounds and the positive, and with these you can test them, and that's simply by taking the screwdriver and bringing it across to the posts, or you can take and buy one of these, just a remote starter, and what you're going to do is you're going to put the red on the side coming into it, which is the power side, and then you're going to want to take the black, hook it up to the top two posts, and then all you're doing with the remote start is you're engaging it to go across. You're just doing what these two are supposed to do, or what this one is supposed to do with the key switch coming to it. It's supposed to activate it so that it's able to cross over and go to your starter. So you can test it this way to see if this is your issue. And these aren't that expensive, the remote starters. Some are more cheaply made than the others, but the key here that I'm trying to get at to you is there's certain ways to diagnose each piece in the system. You know, if you're not getting fire to your coils, if you unplug the ground wire off from your coil and it cures the issue, you know you got a henpeck from that ground wire all the way back to the switch. Is there a safety switch somewhere that's not working properly? Is the key switch faulty? Is the solenoid bad? There's a lot of things that you need to look at before you start throwing parts at it. So hopefully that's, if you have any questions, leave it in the comments. We have a lot of super smart people here that are running shops that are more than happy to answer anybody's question. And the only dumb question is the one that's not asked on this channel. So on that note, you guys have a great day. And the gadgets I wanted to show you, we just got in, was this set of pry bars. These come in handy where you're hooking bearings and stuff to pull them out right down to the small ones. And they have prick punches on the end of them so you could hit an area. And this was the other one. Is I got this off from Temu, and they've got them from 2500 right up to 6000 amp charging system, and they're lithium ion. I went with the biggest one they had because we never know what we're going to encounter. And the little guy has really impressed me. If you go over to Temu, I think I just bought Claude one yesterday because he wanted one to put in his truck. And what did we pay? 54 bucks? And that was with taxes and everything for New York. So if you're somewhere where it doesn't cost as much for sales tax, you probably could get it quite a bit cheaper. You know, you don't have to have snap-on tools to do the work. Harbor Freight is a good place to shop. Temu is another one now that's a really good place to get all of the stuff that's coming in from China. Now, what effect, you know, the new tariff systems and everything are going to have, I don't know. But so far, my stuff has come in. You know, if you're looking for it within a week, don't order it because it may take a while longer. I think these took a couple weeks. But again, I'm very impressed, and it comes with a nice little carrying case, and it's BRPOM, I believe is the. So on that note, you guys have a great day.